Spurs win the NBA draft, and they did it again. If we take Patrick Ewing out of this conversation, so since 1986, you've had Shaq, you've had David Robinson, you've had Tim Duncan, LeBron James, and Victor Wembanyama. So the Spurs have won 3 of those lotteries. So you got 2 Hall of Famers, David Robinson, Tim Duncan, and now Victor Wembanyama. If you listen to Adrian Wojnarowski of the Mothership, that is high praise on the way for the 19-year-old out of France.
This is the most highly anticipated player to ever enter the NBA. And this is maybe not only the greatest prospect in the NBA's history, maybe the greatest prospect in the history of team sports.
Wow.
Okay, that's wrong. But no, it is. It is. It's let's build this up. You don't need to build it up. All right. He's 7'5". He's got talent, been playing with men, and but he's not the most anticipated. Yes, Eden.
You know what's funny, too, is that now the way that this industry works, I just heard Brian Windhorst say, according to some people, this is the most, yeah, dude, some people is the guy sitting right next to you. It's literally your coworker that said it.
Yes, Paul.
I know we didn't have social media. I know the NBA was not as big. But my guess is when Lou Alcindor was leaving UCLA, acquiring Lou Alcindor must have been a gigantic thing and probably the biggest sure thing in sports history.
Yeah, because he was the greatest college player of all time.
Clearly.
And he was going into the NBA. But LeBron, the hype around LeBron, it's nowhere. Victor Wembanyama is still a curiosity. We know that he's got talent. LeBron was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. He was the chosen one. His high school games were on ESPN2 at the time. Dick Vitale went to do one of his games. It's not even close. And I know, Woj, you get caught up in your sport and you're going to sell the lottery and this is why you want to watch, and Victor Wembanyama is going to San Antonio. It is a big deal. But he's not – I can look at other sports. John Elway was the sure thing when he was coming out of college. Andrew Luck was a sure thing, Hall of Famer. I'm not ready to sit here and go, Victor Wembanyama is going to be like Tim Duncan and David Robinson. And if he is, he still is not living up to the magnitude that LeBron did. LeBron had to be great. He exceeded expectations, which weren't even fair. And he's still surpassing them. So that's where I looked at this and I went, Woj, guilty of hyperbole. 10 yards, first down. Come on. It's like, if Greeny does this, then I get it. But, Woj has been around the NBA a long, long time.
Any team sport.
Yeah, any team sport.
Best thing from France is French fries.
Yeah. And then I wondered, the most highly anticipated, I don't even know if it's, how do you say, because this isn't a team athlete, Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods was on TV at 2. He was on the Mike Douglas show hitting shots. And then throughout his young career, then he became, and when he was an amateur and he ended up winning, the amateur title a couple times, the Williams sisters. Their anticipation of turning pro. But Victor Wembanyama right now is a curiosity. A talented curiosity, but nowhere near LeBron James or Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar going into the NBA. Not even close. Yes, Eden.
Is it possible we just don't get it yet?
No, I've watched it.
But is it possible, though, that we're just not appreciating it fully yet? Like Nikola Jokic, you have to watch to get it,
yes.
right? Because he's not a human highlight reel.
Yeah.
You have to watch that game last night to be like, oh, dang, this dude really is all that. Maybe.
Well, I'm not demeaning Wembanyama's game. It's the anticipation of him. That's the difference here. Look, I'm nitpicking. I was just surprised that Woj said that because it's not true. Victor Wembanyama is a great curiosity. How many people know who he is? How many people knew who he was prior to last night, as opposed to LeBron James at age 16? Not even close. Yes.
Brian Windhorst was just saying that he can defend the rim and the three-point line at the exact same time. And that he's like, it sounds impossible, but until you actually see it. But he can do it at the same time. He could block a shot at the rim or get you out at 3.
And so could Lou Alcindor. Just saying. Yes.
Where does Patrick Ewing fit in all that?
Ewing, that was a big deal, too.
Paul's getting upset.
And he was going to New York, too. Yes, Paul.
Yeah, I don't. Victor Wembanyama has been very famous the past year-ish.
Yeah.
Patrick Ewing was a household name for 4 seasons in college. A household name. You didn't even have to live. College basketball was probably bigger than pros when Ewing was there. And when he went to the Knicks, it was bigger than him. The Spurs getting Wembanyama. Clearly.
I don't know that those are fair comparisons. Because, like you said, Patrick Ewing played here for 4 years, so we knew exactly who he was. And it was like, wow, can't wait to see this guy in the NBA. This dude coming in is like almost a complete unknown. So the anticipation of it is way more exciting than Patrick Ewing.
There's a mystery to him.
Yeah, the mystery, exactly.
Yes, absolutely. But we forget, LeBron James, that was a huge deal. You're the chosen one. You're King James. You're on the cover of Sports Illustrated. You're 16 years of age.
Still hasn't lived up to the hype.
Well, yeah.
And in a weird way.
Oh, no, he has. He's exceeded it.
Not for some people.
Okay, here's something for you. All right? And then we'll get to the Lakers game last night against the Nuggets. The Spurs won the lottery. 9 players who are 7'5" or taller have played in the NBA. How many players have averaged at least 10 points per game? So 9 players, 7'5" or taller, have played in the NBA. How many have averaged at least 10 points per game? Paulie?
I'll go Yao Ming and Sean Bradley. I think those are 2. Mark Eaton. I don't think Mark Eaton was that tall, and I don't think he averaged that points. Those are my guesses. 9
players. Yao Ming is the only player to average at least 10 points per game. He averaged 19 points. You got Sean Bradley in there, Yao Ming, Manute Bol. But these are the players who are 7'5" or taller, and that's what Victor Wembanyama is. But he's got more offensive skills than I thought Sean Bradley was going to be a great player. And because he was 7'5", he was 7'6", he could run the floor, he had nice touch, but he just never lived up to what the billing was. And then Yao Ming averaged 19 points per game. But maybe you just put that into perspective. But the game has certainly changed, and Victor Wembanyama is ready for that new NBA, which is a lot more freedom. You don't have to have the big guy down on the block, but he can play on the block, but he can also play out on the perimeter, and he plays both ends of the floor. But I know I got caught up in the hyperbole here because I'm thinking you don't need the hyperbole for the draft lottery. But they added a little bit of flavor there last night.